knife crime's been going on for a long time. I think because the media catches onto it, there's more media around it, but knife crime is something that's been happening for so many years. Young people have been carrying for a long time.
And it's because you say they can't get hold of guns?
Well, it's harder to get hold of a gun, you know, but to get hold of a knife, it's so much easier, and you can see that.
So my name's Gary Hutton. I'm the CEO and founder of the charity Product of a Postcode. I set up Product of a Postcode 5 years ago after living a dysfunctional life myself, growing up on the streets of Tower Hamlets. So this documentary, you're going to see statistics of what, you know, how knife crime has gone up in the last few years. All the information will be in that. But this documentary is to get the message across about the families and the way that they suffer. One of the families that you're going to see is the parents of young Barty. Young Barty I knew as a young kid. He was taken from knife crime. And the suffering that family have had is just, it's heartbreaking. But it's true, it's real. We know that young people carry knives through fear and they're out stabbing people. This has got to stop. But the only way we can do it is through education. So this is what this video is about. Tell us a bit about Barty. What was he like growing up?
Oh, he was a great lad. He suffered a lot. He was a small lad and he suffered from growth hormone syndrome, so he used to have injections every day, but he never fought with his character. His character was treble the size of he was, you know.
He was the most selfless, loving human, you know. He was a little cockney boy, you know. He could be cheeky, like we all could, like all the kids can, but he knew that line, he knew that respect.
Bringing kids home here for meals. If he was at school and someone never had no dinner money, he'd bring them home for tea. On the Friday before he was stabbed on the Saturday, he got the go-ahead, and they gave him the date. He was going to, on the 1st of November, he was going to give his auntie his kidney. That's the sort of lad he was, selfless.
Getting that knock on that door that day, and your home was took over by the police. My heart was pounding. I couldn't think where my shoes were. I couldn't think where my door keys were. All I wanted to do was be with my boy. I knew he needed me. We were blue lighted to the London hospital. We were shoved into a room and said someone will come and see you. All we was told was Barty's been hurt, and we had to get there as fast as we could. We didn't know how or anything. Then we found out that Barty had been stabbed, and he was fighting for his life. And then they brought Barty through the corridor, and he looked like he was asleep. And they took me and his dad and Emma into a room, and they said to us that they couldn't save him. He had had a few heart attacks and his organs started to shut down, and he just kept bleeding out, and he got so tired. And I remember screaming, saying no, like, it can't, you know, please. And that's when they said to his dad, we need your permission to turn his machine off. And I was like, no way, you're not doing it, like. And his sister went up to him and she pulled his gown down, and he had a tattoo of a ruby gem and a ruby tattooed across his heart for his niece. And she went, Mum, it's our Barty. And that's when it hit me, and I looked at my brother and I went, and he just kept, and we just sat there, didn't we? I asked, could they turn the machines, the volumes down? I didn't want to hear that you see on TV, that, you know, I didn't want to hear that. They turned the volumes down, and then his dad grabbed my arm and he went, he's going. And I've never felt so helpless in my life. You know, your baby's laying there, and he wouldn't have wanted to die. He lived for life, but there was nothing in this world that I could have done to keep him here.
You see it so many times on the telly, you never think it's going to happen to you. When it does happen to you, it's so surreal. It's just like, and then it is real. And then, you know, just going to see him in the chapel of rest, laid out in his coffin, knowing that's your son, but it's not his son because that character's not there. And he was all about character. Well, I'm just looking at a shell of my son.
At his funeral, it affected my mum so bad that she had heart failure in the toilets in the church.
But then seeing the amount of people that was there, and that was our crutch, because the support and love that everybody showed that day for him. And they didn't come for us, they came for him. It was all for Barty, you know. It was, and in the church as well, it's like, it was the same thing there. It was like watching a TV programme. Is this really happening to us?
Don't put your mum through what I'm going through. And his dad, you know, it ain't worth it. You pick that knife up, you're ending someone's life.
Every single emotion in my body has been tested, you know. I try and be happy, and then it'll come, like anxiety comes on at different times now. Could be on the train. I never had to suffer anxiety in my life. I'm 53 years old. Over the last 3 years, I get bouts of it, and it's so strong. And I have to tell myself, you know, you're all right. There's nothing. You think you're gonna have a heart attack. You think, you know, and it's just terrible, Gav. It really is.
Most mornings I'm angry because I woke up and I think, God, I've got to do another day.
I hope after watching this documentary you feel the pain and the suffering of these families. It's a lost generation. So many young people are lost to knife crime and the effects of knife crime. We know that young people carry knives through fear. If I live on one side of the road, you live on the other side, we don't like each other. That's got to stop. To save the next generation, this has to stop.
Hearing a not guilty verdict was like reliving switching off Barty's life support machine again. I watched my wife, daughter and even the police break down with emotion and disbelief at the verdict.